What's happening, people? Johnny Styles here with the Wellness Observer Live. It is July 8th, 2022, and we're back. Have you missed me? Because I've sure missed you, but come on now. It's only been, what, 8, 9 days? And as you all know, July 4th did happen, and a lot of people went crazy. The NPC Universe went crazy, where we had not one, not two, but an overall 10 new IFBB Wellness Pros, which I took my time and I'm going to talk about them in this episode. Thank you so much for joining and for following and for supporting the Wellness Observer Live. We've gained so much followers and so much subscribers on YouTube, Spotify, iTunes. I'm really happy. I'm really happy that it can get you guys through your cardio. It can get you guys through your day. You can learn. You can have all these new perspectives from the godfather of wellness, the one and only Johnny Styles, the guy. And the class is going to take over the entire world. So on this episode, it's packed. We got a lot of news for you guys. A lot. Okay. I think this is gonna be the episode where I'm gonna cramp up the most topics ever because it's been quite a few days, and some things have happened and some things have come up, which some of you guys want me to talk about. Some of you guys want my opinion on it, and then obviously the news that I put out there in the Wellness Observer also ramps up ideas and opinions on people, which it's good, but at the same time, you got to talk about it because a lot of people, believe it or not, still don't know what the F they're talking about. But first, I'm going to talk about this upcoming weekend. I'm going to be none other than in Orlando, Florida, well, Lake Mary, Florida. The Ty Pope Classic 2022 edition is going to be happening July 16th and July 17th. It's going to be 2 days, and I'm going to explain to you in a minute. But I'll be there. The Godfather of Wellness is going to be there. I'm very happy. Ty and Joanne invited me to the show, and I'll be there. Obviously, taking pictures with you guys, giving you guys feedback and all that. But it's very special. The show is going to be live streamed as well. So if you go to typopeclassic.com, you can check that out. The cool thing about the show too is that in a way it's 2 days. It's Saturday and Sunday, but on Sunday morning they're gonna have the breakfast with the pros, and I'm sure a lot of people have to go there just to get the opportunity to not only have a great breakfast after a show, but to come to talk to the pros, get a chance to meet with them, ask them questions. You see here Derek Lunsford, which is the current 212 Mr. Olympia. I'm sure we're going to have many, many, many more athletes in there. And I'm going to be there as well. I'm going to be there as well, joining the cast. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, if you want to do a question live on the air for me, I'm more than willing to do that. So remember, I'm going to be right there. It's going to be July 16th and 17th in Orlando, Florida. It's going to be at the Marriott, at the Lake Mary, in Lake Mary, Florida. Okay. For more information, you can visit typopeclassic.com, and I'll give you guys a little update when I'm there. So keep it locked so you guys can follow along as we go to this great, great show here in Florida. Of course, Hotspot is going to be there with Liquid Sun Rays, and Styles by K is going to be there doing makeup and hair. The best of the best of the very best. So today, early in the morning, I wake up to all these DMs, and you guys wanted me to talk about, did you see the video that Juliarene posted on her YouTube? As you all know, Juliarene not only is a wellness professional, but I think in America, believe it or not, she is quickly becoming one of the most, I don't want to say famous, but the most talked about pros in the entire America, in the whole US of A. She has tons of girls that follow her. She has tons of fans. Even in Puerto Rico, my hometown, they had a lot of fans for her. And that was really cool. She put up a video today, You can watch it on her live stream, on her YouTube, where she's talking with her, well, now ex fiance Zach, which I know them both. I know them both, and they're good friends of mine. And the reason I wanted to come up here and talk about it is because, first of all, if you haven't seen the video, go to her YouTube channel and watch it. It's a little bit long, but it explains a lot. The reason I want to, come up here and talk about it is because one of the main things she was talking about was that this was the main factor of why she couldn't get in shape, and she probably didn't look the way that she wanted to look, and the whole result of her body, her mind, her state, everything kind of dwelled into this situation. They're both great people, okay? And I consider them my friends. I did get a message from Zach early on, around 6 weeks out from her show, and he had explained to me that, you know, he was helping her for her prep, but believe it or not, sometimes when couples do preps together, things don't work out the way people think. If you see a couple and they're successful, both of them, you can go right ahead, shake their hand, give them a hug, and let them know, hey, you guys are awesome. Okay, because it is not easy. It is not easy to live a lifestyle and then try to be a couple. Can it be done? Absolutely. Is it hard? Absolutely. So when you're in a relationship and the person next to you that's, you're sharing your life with, is helping you with your prep, sometimes it becomes difficult because in my experience and in my opinion, the competitors don't take it as serious. Okay, sometimes you need an extra set of eyes, that it don't matter if your boyfriend or your girlfriend is being hard on you and being honest with you. You just don't believe it because you see each other every day and you probably don't take it seriously, and it's probably not working. When your mind is not in the right place, your body is not in the right place. Okay, so I believe, like, we've seen her glimpses, we've seen glimpses of Julia's greatness. Okay, we've seen her, like, in Puerto Rico, she was not at her best, but we can see glimpses of it. I posted a video after a week after Puerto Rico, where she was posing with an NPC competitor, and she looked even better. So that should tell you a lot. What I'm trying to get here is that if the mind is not right, you can rest assured the body is not right. When you're living with somebody and that somebody is either an NPC competitor or an IFBB pro, even if you have them from a roommate, taken from me. I've lived two preps with two different people as roommates, and there's a show on Netflix. You can look it up. It's awesome. It's called The Worst Roommate Ever. Ever. That kind of thing happens. Very weird things happened. And bodybuilding is not hard. You just gotta follow instructions. You gotta follow whatever the plan is. A, B, C, D, etc., etc. I can tell you from experience that these two people that I've known personally and I've seen their development, none of them actually followed the plan given to them by their coach. 1 a.m., 2 a.m., going to the fridge, doing all these crazy hideouts, this, that, and the other. It's crazy. It's really, really crazy. But at the end of the day, you realize that that's why they fail. That's why their plan in their mind is not going to work according to what a plan is set in motion. Because I'm not saying that this is Julia's problem. I'm saying this is, my experience and my opinion. But I've seen these people don't follow their plan. Okay, and when you're in the same household, even if you ask somebody like me, which I'm brutally honest, you guys know this, I will tell the person straight up, you look okay, whatever, but you can look better. And it doesn't really matter because my opinion is just my opinion. I'm your friend. I'm your close friend. I see you every day. And he says, okay, whatever. In reality, you need another set of eyes that is probably not with you the entire 24 hours of the day. So when that person sees you, either in person or from a webcam or from a phone, then you can really assess the entire situation of your body. Remember, good coaches are really good at one thing, is solving problems. You got to solve problems. And that's something you guys got to think about. So for Julia right now, I saw that she moved into a new space and she has her own apartment now. They're still going to be talking. They're still going to be being friends. Right now, they're not going to be engaged, and they're going to give it time. And that's the best decision they can do for their careers. They're both great. Okay. And, they're both great people, and they're very centered in their own little life, what they want to do and everything. So I wish them, both of them, the best. But this is a good example for all you girls out there that have significant others that, maybe you're thinking about it. Maybe you're thinking about, I love this person, but maybe I should get another set of eyes. There's nothing wrong with that. Or, you can be like John Jewett and Renee and Roxy. You can be like them. They're a great couple, and they seem to get along great. Who knows? They probably fight, whatever, but we never know. But one thing is for certain: when she competes, he's not competing. When he competes, she's not competing. So maybe there's a certain formula there. Maybe I should bring him to the show, and maybe I should, just call him out so I can get some information on them. So I wish them the best. That's it. I'm not gonna bash anybody. I'm not gonna call anybody out or anything weird like that. People were getting upset already. They was gonna talk about this theme, and I'm like, please, people, please, you gotta hear me out, okay? I know this people from the back of my head. I know what they're going through right now, and this is a learning curve, a learning experience for everybody. And she's so publicly putting it out there, it's gotta mean something, okay? So let's talk about this Miss Wellness Olympia call out that I put up there in the Wellness Observer Live. If you haven't seen it, I'm putting it on screen right now. This was the Wellness Olympia call out made by none other the godfather of wellness, myself, Johnny Styles. And in those little two stars in the bottom, it says, subject to change. Of course, they're subject to change. And people went nuts. People went crazy on it. And listen, right now, this is what I'm calling as the first call out. I'm not going to wait until this weekend. Maybe this weekend something could change. Maybe. Not sure. Not really. I'm not going to wait till Tampa Pro for this to change. And listen, a wild card, which means somebody could win in the Tampa Pro and, could probably do some damage. A wild card could probably do some damage. But at the moment, I think I'm staying with this. In the first call, we got, of course, the reigning defending champion, Franciele Matos. We have Isa Pereira, Sonny Andrews, Giselle Machado, Jujuba, and Ryan Fogal, which has, the hurricane himself. It's one of those things that, again, in the second call out, all these other girls, doesn't mean that they're not going to, scroll over to the first call outs, because anything can happen. It's easy as this. Any girl from this call outs right here, any girl from this calls, it takes one girl to be off in order for any of these girls right here to move up. It's simple. It's simple as that. So for those of you, and I know that, Angela Borges has tons of gazillions of fans, and why don't I have Angela up there? Oh my God, this and the other. Listen, everybody. Franciele and Ryan have already beaten Angela. Okay. So with that, I'm going to keep it at that. I'm not saying she's not going to be in the first. She could. She could. Of course, she's still a legend in the class or whatever. But at the moment, I don't see anybody, beating this first call out. At the moment, if it happens, I'll get some sort of record. But if it doesn't, then we'll see who comes out there. The reasoning behind all of this is because, obviously, like I keep telling you guys, the wellness category is changing, it's evolving. I talked to the undisputed world heavyweight champ, women's physique champ, the best of all time, Juliana Malacarne. I talked to her, And even herself, she told me the girls, Johnny, the girls that are coming up now from Mexico, from Brazil, these girls are amazing. And that's coming from Juliana Malacarne, considered by many the very best body in the history of women's physique. And I'll explain to you guys why. The thing that sets all these girls apart, for one reason or another, this sport, this hobby we call it sport, is based a lot on genetics. Sure, you're gonna get all these people, oh my god, hard works, can be genetics, blah 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 blah. No, okay. If you have it, you have it. If you don't, you don't. I'm not saying that if you have weak genetics, you cannot get them better. I'm not saying that, because I've seen girls with absolutely zero ass, and they can grow an ass. Oh, excuse me, they can grow glutes. I've seen girls putting in the hard work for 1, 2, almost 3 years. And when I see them in person, these girls have grown to levels that I cannot even explain to you. Okay, I'm not saying that. Can it be done? Yes, it can be done. But you have a genetic predisposition to have something already within you. The girls that I'm calling out in this Olympia lineup have the perfect glute hamstring teardrop. They have great hamstrings. They got great stage presentation. And more importantly, they all have insane calves. Okay. Look at this picture right here that I'm posting right now. Obviously, we got the world champ, Franciele Matos. I'm not even posting her calves, which are not at her strong point, by the way. But you can see her glutes, hamstrings, adductors, and the teardrop. We got Juju right here. Look at that. Okay, now we have Isa Pereira. This is the Isa Pereira from the Olympia. She got even better at the Arnold. We got the only American in this lineup, Sunny Andrews, which she got even more amazing now in this year. This Sunny Andrews right now is not even the same one that we have. Her teardrop comes even lower, and you can see a little bit right here. Giselle Machado, which wasn't at her best in the Miami show, you can see the teardrop right here. In Puerto Rico and in Brazil, she showed exactly what she has. And last but not least, of course, we have Ryan Fogal. Crazy details. And this is not even like a new picture. This is an old picture. You come down to the calves, crazy full calves. Sonny's calves have gone even bigger, believe it or not. Isa has calves. Juju has calves. They all have the same kind of look. Okay. It's one of those things that a lot of people don't understand. This is genetic disposition plus a lot of hard work and training. Can a competitor like Jarishna can get this? Sure, I'm sure she has it. She's training like an animal, of course. Now, all these girls right here, they are at a top elite category right now, in my opinion. So I wanted to point that out there so you guys can understand that this is something called genetic predisposition. There's a picture somewhere that I have that there was a call out in Brazil where the call out was Franciele Matos, Angela Borges, and Ryan Foga. And I'm going to pull it up any second now because you guys need to see this. And I'm going to show it to you because it's important. Again, it's important for you guys to understand where I'm coming from. And here's the example that I'm talking about. Look at this. So we got Franciele Matos on the left side. We got Angela Borges on the middle. And we got Ryan Fogan. Ryan and Franciele beat Angela. You see, Angela does have super insane full glutes. I'm not saying she doesn't have. We all know. I've talked about it a gazillion times. Does she have this long teardrop from the glutes and hams? I don't think so. Do you see Ryan right here? Do you see Franciele right here? I don't know. I don't think she has it. Believe it or not. Now, when it comes to the calves, I'm not even going to touch that subject. I think it's a subject that I've taught way too much. And I think, people in her camp are really, really mad at at me for calling that out many, many times. But again, can she go in there and do and be in the first call out? Of course. Remember, the judges are gonna judge what's there that day and what's on. Who's to say that Ryan's gonna be in shape? Who's to say that Francielle is gonna be in shape? Hey, whoever is not in shape from that first call out is the person that's going to be moved out. Remember, this is the Olympia. This is the biggest show in the world next to the Arnold and the other more shows that, high caliber shows. They're not going to miss. We have all these judges there that are the top of the top of the top. So following along with that, we're going to, from the Olympia and the pros, now we're going to come to the new pros. And the show is back to New Jersey, the NPC Universe. It used to be called Team Universe, but now it's called the Universe. Maybe in another time I'll explain to you guys why it was called the Team Universe, but now it's called the Universe. It's one of the shows that gives out more pro cards than, wow, I don't even know, 10 new IFBB pro cards. I'm going to go through the pro card winners. I'm going to give my quick play-by-play, and I'm going to let you guys know that just because you won a pro card, again, I think I've said this a million times as well, just because you won a pro card doesn't mean that you're ready for the pro stage. Even in the past show, the Junior Nationals, I could say that maybe one or two girls are ready for the pro stage. Don't believe for a single second that if you won your pro card, you're going to be ready. You're going to be winning Tampa Pro, New York Pro. You're going to be a next Miss Olympia, because it's not going to happen. On this universe, it was a really different show to judge, in my opinion, because there were so many different shapes and sizes. But at the end of the day, I think they did a pretty good job, and I think they nailed it considering what they have up there to judge. So right now, it's the best time for all you amateurs to get, the ball rolling and get used to competing. Okay. Some girls were very disappointed, and some girls, they were, you girls were like DM me, this judge said this judge said that. In reality, you should be focusing on yourself. It's not that hard to see the problems. Okay. And it's something that, if you have a judge there and he's judged 1,000 girls, it's not really that insane just to go to him and be like, how did I look? He probably won't even remember. You have to send them pictures and do the emails and stuff. In reality, you have to just take a step back and see where you failed. And it's not that hard. It's not that hard. The overall winner for this show, Priscilla Lind. I'm going to put it up on screen so you guys can see her. She looked great. Okay. Remember, these are all amateurs that are just brand new pros. So I'm going to treat them as much. Here's Priscilla with her front pose. Very good tan, great upper body, great abs, good size on her quads. I like her overall presentation. This is Priscilla. I'm going to put her from the back as well so you guys can see her. This is Priscilla from the back. Great. Just like I talked. Look at this. Right here. Glute, hamstring, teardrop. Right here. Great side quad from the back. Her calves can be a little bigger. Okay. Maybe she turned a little bit her feet, a little bit forward. You could see that probably her calves are big. It's just that right now, the way she's, posing, you just don't see it. I think the judges did a good job. And I think her posing and presentation was good. And I think her color was good as well. Let's see. Her side pose was a little bit awkward. And I'm going to talk about it in a minute, because I did see a lot of problems with girls and their side poses. This side pose, her side glute, she's a little bit too up and down. She could skip it out a little bit just to show more glutes. But as you can see here, she has great size, good stage presentation, great calves, overall, very good presentation for Priscilla. Congratulations on winning her pro card and the overall. Next up, we have Morgan Byralu. I think I said it right. Morgan, if I didn't say it right, I'm completely sorry. Morgan, your tan needed to be a little darker. If you compared your tan to Priscilla's tan, you were a little bit lighter. I'm not liking this pose so much. You still look very up and down instead of pushing the glute out towards your, I guess, right side a little bit here. You're looking way too up and down. Some people say this looks very figure-ish, and I completely agree with that, okay? So when she turns from the back, you can tell, again, great job on all these girls having the glute, hamstring, adductor, the teardrop. Calves need some work, absolutely need some work, and they need to come up big time. And then her last pose right here, I like this pose. I really do like this pose for Morgan. And, again, her tan could have been a little bit better, and she could have been a little bit more harder on the quads, but I like it. In the end, I also think the judges did a good call on her. So congratulations to her. Next up, we have Kayla Dos Santos. I've seen her before. Great abs. Her tan could have been a little bit darker. She has great delts up here. This is a moving transition pose, but you can see she has a great shape, very good shape. And then she turns to the back. Again, another one that you can see glimpses of the glute ham, teardrop, adductor. Good calves, great hair. And when you can see those glimpses, you know they're going to be good if they keep in training and improving. Again, another one of those that you can see glutes, hamstrings, quads, great from the side, great size from the side. She can get a little bit bigger, but very good from the side. Now, on this pose, again, another competitor which standing too up and down. Remember, this side hip glute has to stick out just a tad so you can show your glutes. You worked so hard for them, okay? So congrats to her too. Here we have Cassandra Pennington. I really like Cassandra. And this pose right here, she does look a lot like Alexis Adams. The Alexis Adam pose right here. I like her look. Overall, I like her tan, her presentation. I like her size and her quads. Crazy, crazy calves. I wish she would have been a little bit darker, a little bit harder. Excuse me. If she would have been a little bit harder, I think she would have given Priscilla a run for her money in the overall. From the back, you can just see she has it, ladies and gentlemen. She does have it. Glutes, quads from the back, crazy calves. You can see the hamstrings. And yes, if you can see a little bit of the teardrop, she was not as hard as probably the judges would have wanted her to be, but she still won. That's good. That should tell you something on how good she is. Okay, their future on her is amazing. You see, on this pose, she did do the little side hip to the side a little bit more, so you can see her upper glute can be a little bit bigger. This upper glute right here, crazy great calves. She can still be bigger in her side poses, but great side pose, great look, great presentation. I really did like her overall look. That's one of those things that when you see somebody on stage, you kind of your eyes go to her. So I really like her. Congratulations to Cassandra as well. Now we go to Dahira Valerio. Dahira, I think I did nailed your name right. When I saw her on stage for the first time, I flipped out. Ladies and gentlemen, you are witnessing crazy quad separation, great abs. Her delts are okay. Her delts are okay. It doesn't look very figurish, but boy, oh boy, did she bring muscle and conditioning to the wellness stage. This is kind of like an old bikini pose that she's doing. It's very cool to see that on stage. From the back, the glutes are not popping as much as her quads. Calves can be a little bit bigger. You can still see that, while on her right glute, you can still see a little bit of glimpse from that teardrop. It's not firing as much on the left one. but you can see glimpses of, somebody that could be really, really good. And by far, her conditioning was just amazing. Another one from the side that you can tell that she needs a little bit more size, especially more thickness on this area. She needed to stick a little bit, a little bit of distension right here in her abs, and she's standing way up and down as well. Look at this. I can do a line straight up and down instead of sticking this out a little bit more, and it'll truly show her lower glute, but it will show that she needs to work a lot more on her upper glute. Okay, congratulations to Daira. I think I said your name right, Daira. So congratulations and welcome to the IFBB Pro League. Next up, we have Jenna the Manicure. I've seen her. I've seen her from her very beginning trying to achieve this IFBB Pro card, and she nailed it. Congratulations to her. She looked great, good presentation. I would like to see her a little bit harder on the quads. I've seen her harder before. That's why, in my head, I sometimes they want to play it safe, and sometimes they want to play it. They don't want to be over conditioned. Oops, wrong picture here from Daria. Jenna has, let me see, and then from the back, from the side. See, this is a great proper pose. Okay, Jenna totally nailed it. You can tell that she does have the size on the glutes, the hamstrings, the calves, the quads, especially from the side, and that's really hard to do. You can have it from the front and from the back, but having it from the side can make or break you. Great shot by Jenna. Great shot, and her tan is good, her color was good, her presentation was good. From the back, crazy. I would have her up there battling for that overall. Her glutes can be a little bigger to do battle with these crazy monster quads, and she does have calves. But like I've said a million times, these girls have ginormous quads and they make their calves look tiny. And she has very high calves. I remember Victor Martinez had high calves too, so and they were a problem. I really like Jenna, and she by far has one of the best side poses in the entire show. Congratulations to Jenna. I know she was looking hard for this, and she deserved it. Next up, we have, I want to say Kiara Cho, or Ciara Pro Cho. She right here, you can see her tan could have been a little bit darker up here. She wasn't as hard as other competitors, especially in the lower body. And I would have liked to see her harder, especially because, her overall structure looks pretty good. From the back, you can see her tanning wasn't dark enough, and she needed to be harder. In my opinion, she totally needed to be harder. And she can gain more muscle, in my opinion. She can gain more muscle. This pose, again, like I told you guys, very up and down. While she's sticking the hip out, it still looks up and down. You see, when you're leveled this way, somebody that doesn't know what they're looking for, they might see it as a figure pose or a bikini pose. It's you gotta pay attention to the girls that are doing it right and practice. Still, she did win her pro card, so congratulations to, I want to say, Ciara Cho. Okay, so congrats to you too as well. Next up, we have Daniela Kelava. Daniela, again, kind of the same issue. Great abs and great upper body, good tan, but she needed to be harder way down here. This is something she has to go back to the drawing board and see what happened, because she needed to be harder, period. The tanning kind of failed here under her glutes. You can see the lines here. The tanning needs to be better for next time. Great pair of calves, and you can see some hamstring development, but still very not as big as I would have liked her to see her to do battle on the pro stage. Again, she's standing a little bit too up and down in this pose. Again, she has great calves, and she needs more muscle on her lower body. This is something that I can't stress enough, because now going to the pro leagues, you really need to be bigger. Stacy Boyer, another competitor which has, great abs, but her conditioning in her lower body is not very good. And I mean, you did win the show, but this pose is just a big no-no. You cannot do this pose. It's very up and down. It looks like you're not even trying. Okay. Um, Size wise, you need a lot more size and you need a lot more conditioning. This is not very good conditioning for any show. Now that, I don't know what her goal is for the IFBB Pro League. I don't know if this is just a goal that she had to become a pro or she wants to do battle on the pro stage. She has to go back to the drawing board big time, and she has to go back and reassemble this physique because she needs help. We have Rogli Nonato. Very good stage presentation, very good abs, good color on stage. Looking at her from the back, she needs bunch more size in these glutes. Good, decent quads from the back. Calves need a lot of work, and you can still see that she does have that little, teardrop in the glute, like something. There's something firing there, but it's not enough. It is not enough. She also needs to go back to the drawing board. From the side pose, you can see that she is putting the hip out, and you can tell that's good definition on the side, but this posing needs a lot of work. So I would go back again and maybe take a whole year off. All these last three girls that I talked about, all of them can use help big time. So congratulations to all of you who absolutely have joined the ranks of the IFBB Pro League and are now IFBB Pro Wellness. So congratulations to all of you. Again, kind of the same thing that I said in the beginning of this, little segment when I was talking about Priscilla right here. I was letting you guys know that just because you won a pro card doesn't mean you're ready for the big leagues. Just because you won a show that gives you a pro card, you're ready for the IFBB Pro League. It's something that you gotta assess for yourself, and it's something that you gotta realize in reality what's going on. All these girls had the opportunity to be part of the now famous NPC News online photo shoot after the show. And this is where you can also see some of the girls need work. And again, remember, these girls are amateurs that have just turned professionals. So now it's the work doesn't stop there. The work starts now all over again. And as you can see here, they're doing their photo shoots with JM Mannion. You can tell these girls look great. Yes, they do. But at the same time, they need help. They need help in getting developed. And that's when you're honest with yourself, and that's when you're honest with your coach or your significant other for that matter, and say, you know what, now it's time to build. Let's take time to recover and plan a show for a new year or a new not even one show. You can do 1, 2, 3 shows in a row. But remember, all these shows are great, and all these photo shoots are great with JM because it gives you an opportunity, it gives all these competitors an opportunity to kind of get a feel of what we do in the industry. This is not just about just posing on stage. This is also posing on the street. If you want to watch this video in its entirety, you can go to NPC News Online and you can catch all the action from the NPC Universe, which was being held in New Jersey, and it wasn't crazy cold like it usually is up there up north. And you can see them right here. If you can see them right there, you can see the glutes on all these three girls. All these three girls can be better. Okay, so that's my thinking on the NPC Universe. Before we leave, I wanted to talk to you real quick because you guys wanted me to talk to you about it. And here it is. Right now, this is the list we have for the 2022 Republic of Texas show. Okay, so in the Republic of Texas show, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 Seems like 11, 10, 11, 9, 10, 11. Those are the numbers in the shows, which is getting better, which I told you guys. I told you it's going to get better. We have Juliarene Winston from Sunrise, Florida. If Juliarene brings in what she brought in, that Miami Pro, it's going to be really hard to beat her. The next one that I have on my list is Isamara Santos from Brazil. She's done amazing changes in her physique from the last time we saw her in the Olympia. We also have Alejandra La Fonseca from Puerto Rico, the Puerto Rican mini tank. She looks great. Her conditioning is even better than in Puerto Rico. Let's see how the mini tank shows up in Texas. Marisol Luna is also there. She looks pretty good. Mia Samuels is there as well from Texas, and that'll be something if if she wins in Texas. But you have to wait. We will have to wait and see what's going to happen in Texas for the Republic of Texas. There you have it, 40 minutes of the Godfather of Wellness. One more time, this has been live. If you've watched this live, you can catch the replay. Or if you haven't watched it, you can catch a replay on YouTube. You can catch the replay on Spotify, on iTunes, anywhere you want to see it. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of, the Juliarene situation. Let me know what you think about the callouts in the Olympia that I did. Let me know about, the Universe girls. Did you like what you saw? Was the quality better? Let me know all of that, because I read every single comment. And even though when a day passes and there's not much going on in our world of wellness, boy, oh boy, you guys know that I go through each and every single one of your comments, and I'll go away with everything. This is not one of those accounts that it's fake, or there's a bot, or there's a robot, or another robot, or just I don't want to post videos or podcasts that are very clickbait-ish or whatever. If there's no news and there's kind of nothing going on, I'll find something to put up there, but I'm not just gonna put something just to put something. I always like to give you guys quality. So this has been Johnny Styles, the Godfather of Wellness. You can find me on Instagram and right here on YouTube. I love you guys, and stay tuned because there's a bunch more coming in.